Says we are live.
We are live, Team Seas, baby.
So let's
Let's
pull
go.
up the chat. Let's see who's gonna
Let's
come
go.
join
Let's
us.
go.
Welcome, welcome. Wow, there's already a bunch of people in there. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you for being here. Sorry the stream's late.
Better late than never, though, right?
Absolutely.
You know.
We never get to do live streams. Never get to do this. So I'm excited
No,
for this one, actually.
absolutely, man. Me too. Especially for this one in particular, too, because I mean, this is definitely a very, very special live stream. This is a really good cause. I'm excited for this.
I've been excited since I saw the first secret video. Like, hey, YouTubers get involved. But I think it's awesome that people are honestly lately, as especially as of late, people look at YouTubers a little bit differently. Like, I don't know, just kind of like we're a bunch of people that don't do anything seriously. So it's nice to see a bunch of us that have serious mentalities coming together to do something awesome, and that the fact that they're letting the lower people get involved as well. Just like everybody across the board, you know what? Forget about whatever kind of content you make. Let's just make content. Let's get this done. Let's make some money for the ocean. Like, I'm all about it. I'm a scuba diver. I like that kind of stuff.
Having any kind of platform and them definitely allowing us to be able to fundraise all of that, and knowing that even if it's a little piece, right? It's at least something that goes back towards them for, I don't know, it's cool.
It's freaking
Just a
awesome.
little bit
It
of
really
time.
is.
Just a little bit of time.
So we do appreciate everybody that's in the chat already. I see
we
all of
got
you,
it.
Angus, Storm, Ronnie,
Astra,
Astra.
Oh, man.
Everybody.
Race Kit, what up, Emma?
Yeah, what's up, Race Kid?
Rowan, Angus Storm, Mandy, Marilicious. We got some new people. What's up, Hung?
So what we're doing with this one is basically all of the money that this video makes, any of the videos that we drop this week about that are pertaining to the ocean or water are all going to be fundraiser videos that go back. All of the money that's made on them go right back to this Team Seas fundraiser. So the Ocean Conservancy and the Ocean Cleanup. We all know about the Ocean Cleanup project. A lot of us should, at least. Dutchies.
And if
you're a Dutch and you don't know who Boyan Slat is,
yeah.
Like, absolutely, MrBeast, all of those guys putting it together. Like, seriously, this is a great way for us to get out there and show something back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run through some of the Team Seas videos that people dropped yesterday, the top secret videos that somehow got leaked, but yet we still managed to somehow raise $3 million in like 12 hours or something like that. Some ridiculousness.
Yeah,
so,
I think the fundraiser's sitting at like three and a half, almost 3.5 mil now. We're getting there, man. It's crazy.
There's counters out there, and the counters are going. So the first one, we might as well start out with Mark Rober, since him and MrBeast will start out with theirs. See what they did for their videos, because you know that theirs probably blew everybody else's away anyway. Like,
now, should we start with the original unlisted now that it's kind of an open thing?
I mean, we can start with what we saw as creators and take it from there.
Kind of the first step that we
do you send me where's the link?
Hold on. Let me see. I got you.
Are you sending it to me on Discord?
Yep. So how's everybody doing today?
Yeah, how is everybody in the chat? Hopefully blessed, hopefully well.
Boom.
It's been a long while since we've gotten together for a reason.
Now that's the original. It's still currently unlisted, so I don't know.
That's okay. We're good. You know what? It's not a secret anymore. It's out there. It kind of is what it is at this point.
Yeah. It was definitely.
Wait, is that one still set up as a fundraiser video or no?
I'm not sure.
Here we go. We can start with that one.
It doesn't say anything about fundraiser on it. Like I said, it's definitely still unlisted. So
that's all right. We can start with it though. We'll run through this one, so you guys get to see what we got to see. Why we got so excited about it? Like, just
one of the most inspirational videos.
Yeah, super inspirational. Coming from YouTubers that people think are normally just jokesters or just doing things for fun and laughs and views. It's
this
really
is what we do. This is why you should have a platform. These are the awesome things you get to do. Like,
Texas is coming. He is setting up his computer. He should be joining us shortly. He's on the move at the moment. So hopefully as soon as he gets the computer up, we'll get him back in there. Simple's on Discord with him.
Yeah, I'm messaging him right now.
That's a good answer, Running. Texas is most certainly in the USA.
Very true. Very true. All right, let's
So you want to run this one?
Yeah, super top secret.
Super top secret. This is what we got to see before we decided we were doing it. You got sound over there?
For some reason, I don't. No.
Do we have sound? Chat? Do we have sound?
It could just. I don't hear chat. I don't hear sound.
You don't hear any sound, Simple?
I'm in the stream currently now.
You know what? Then hold on 2 seconds. Window. Let's try it again. There we go. Now you got sound.
No.
Simple, unmute your Streamlabs, your StreamYard.
I am unmuted.
Then you should be able to hear it.
That's weird.
The sound is as high as I can
chat,
get it on this side.
Chat's saying very low sound.
How's that even possible?
All right, so technical difficulties. That's okay.
Hold on.
Are you sharing?
Yeah, I'm sharing my sound.
Through StreamYard?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Very low sound, huh? All right, we'll figure this out. But either way, it just makes it more...
you should be able to hear it right here in the Streamlab.
I got the same sound they got, Bubba.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's just playing through on your end.
What in the world?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You try sharing it on your side. Share your screen. It's going to go to the same place. Maybe my internet is screwed. It is Thailand.
Share screen. Share screen.
Share screen down at the bottom. Share sound.
Boom.
Adding it. Back it up.
All right. Let me know if you got sound.
Open it up full.
Yeah. You ready?
Press play. No.
Yeah. Not sure
what the hell.
Not sure.
Streamlabs is on. StreamYard is on some effery.
Yeah, it is. All right, so we will figure this out. No worries. No worries. Go use Chrome.
I'm on there.
You're on Chrome?
Yeah. Share.
Are you on Chrome on
audio?
StreamYard? You're saying?
Oh, wait.
Because that's what it says when you click share screen. It says use Chrome if you like to share audio. This is definitely the first time, so no worries, everybody. No worries. We got this.
That's that.
So yeah, if you guys didn't know, I don't even know how many people we have watching currently. How many are
28
regulars? We got 28. Okay. So for those who don't know, or are just currently joining us now, all of the videos that we're currently putting up for Team Seas or that have to do about the ocean and stuff are going to be fundraiser videos. So definitely make sure you guys watch them. It's nothing for us, but it definitely goes huge for Team Seas because not only does it help with the monetization for those videos and raising money for them, But it also helps get them out there further too, so that other people can really learn about what's going on. Because I feel like this isn't something that's talked about a lot. I said it in one of my reactions yesterday. I saw something about sea turtles, and I'm like, they talk a lot about saving the sea turtles and what we can do for them, right? But there's not really a lot of talk of like just saving the ocean itself, right? Like the turtles have to live in the ocean. We're talking about saving the turtles. Like, why not we take it to the next step, and instead of having all of these save the animal organizations, why not just have one giant save the ocean? Because essentially you're saving all of the animals at the same time, right? Something I was thinking about, I guess. Interesting to me. But definitely make sure you guys go check out the videos over there for sure.
Hold on. Here we go. I think I got it.
All right. Let's see. Let's see what you got.
Tell me you got some sound over there. Did you hear a piano? Did you hear a piano?
Louder. What about you guys in the chat? What do you guys got? I can deal with quiet sound as long as you guys get sound.
2 years ago, we raised $20 million to plant 20 million trees. That's right. Literally hundreds of us influencers came together and made videos about the environment to raise money for Team Trees. And even though it's been 2 entire years, because of those videos, 2,600 trees are being planted every single day with teamtrees.org. But recently, as you can tell by where I'm standing, more and more people have wanted us to do something for the ocean, which is why we're following up Team Trees with Team Seas.
And we need your help to get 30 million pounds of plastic and trash out of the friggin' ocean.
To raise $30 million, you need a lot of friends in your corner.
Go Team Seas!
Look at this. Is this where trash goes? No. Let's do this.
We're saving the oceans in 2 ways. Brilliant.
I think $30 million is more than doable.
All aboard Team Seas.
I don't know if you realize, we can do this. I'm stoked.
Let's clean the oceans. Let's do it all together.
I'm excited for Team Seas.
Let's go Team Seas!
Oceans, good. Team Seas, good. Plastics, bad.
So we've spent the last 8 months working with the most trusted nonprofit cleanup organizations on the planet. And even though it was difficult, they guaranteed us that for every single dollar we raise, there will be 1 less pound of plastic and trash in the ocean. And that's just bonkers.
That literally means that for every $1 donated, this much trash comes out of the ocean. And for $5, this much trash comes out of the ocean.
To accomplish this, we have a 3-prong approach, and we'll be cleaning up the beaches, rivers, and oceans across the world. Because trash on the beach ends up in the ocean, and the majority of trash in the rivers ends up there as well. So to clean the ocean, you gotta tackle all 3. For the beaches and oceans, the best nonprofit, hands down, is the Ocean Conservancy. They're gonna use half the money we raise to organize massive volunteer beach cleanups, as well as go out to sea to clean up some of the existing trash. And then the other half of the money will go to the Ocean Cleanup and UN, and they're gonna focus on the rivers, because 80% of the plastic that flows to the ocean comes from only 1% of the rivers.
80% from 1%, guys. That sounds like a tackleable issue.
Yeah.
Let's just.
This is something we can fix, man. This is something we can, and this is our chance. Like, think about that. There's people with platforms right now that are way bigger than us, and they are literally about to change, and we could all be a part of this, right? Like 1 pound of trash is so much more than anybody thinks. Even $1 donated to this cause makes a world of difference to a lot of marine life, and even to us, even to our own, like,
we're killing ourselves. That's what we're doing. We're killing ourselves
in the world. So to combat this, we'll be placing these trash-eating robots in the world's worst polluting rivers. So it can literally pick up trash 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We saw this working firsthand in the Dominican Republic, and it's just so cool.
The goal of Team Seas is to remove 30 million pounds of trash from the ocean, probably the craziest thing we've ever attempted, which means we're trying to raise $30 million by the end of the year, which is $10 million more than what we raised for Team Trees, and exactly why we need your help. On October 29th at exactly 1 p.m. Pacific time, me, Mark Rober, and hundreds of other creators are all gonna upload videos about cleaning trash out of the ocean. Basically, what I'm saying is on October 29th, I want every single YouTuber on the platform to make a video about cleaning up the ocean or how polluted the ocean is or whatever you want, something related to trash in the ocean, and upload it, point people to teamseas.org, and let's get 30 million pounds of trash out of this stupid ocean. Like, The trash is stupid. Just like we did for Team Trees, I want us to dominate the trending tab, and I want every video uploaded that day about the ocean. Because if we actually want to make a dent in this problem, we've got to do something crazy. On October 29th, nothing besides videos about the ocean are allowed to get uploaded. And for those of you that don't normally do content like this, a lot of the people that did videos on Team Trees were actually very happy with how their videos performed, because it's kind of like a little trend that hundreds of people were doing.
So for example, if you're a tech channel, you can talk about clever ways phones are being manufactured to create less waste. Or if you're a science and education channel, you can talk about how plastic in the ocean actually negatively affects ocean life. Or you can keep it simple and just challenge yourself to see how much trash you can pick up in a single day. It doesn't really matter what you do, as long as you direct your viewers to teamseas.org and let them know that $1 means one less pound of trash in the freaking ocean. And even if you don't make a dedicated video about this, you could just do a normal video for your channel, and then at some point, inspire people to go to teamseas.org and donate.
And even if you can't upload on exactly October 29th, that's fine, because we're gonna be raising money for 2 months until the end of the year, and staggering out the videos doesn't hurt. So if you're interested in making a YouTube video, some TikToks, or supporting Team Seas in any way, let us know. YouTube and some other social media platforms have asked for us to curate a list of everyone getting involved. So please, please, please use the link.
I think we can cut it right there.
Yeah.
For this one, because this one just basically talks about how YouTube wants people to know about it. We don't really go much more into the YouTube, but that is where our videos came from. That is where this idea came from. These huge YouTubers that really don't have to. Honestly, there's a lot more reasons not to do anything than there is to do something, because people right now are hurting all around the world. So these YouTubers honestly could be greedy like the rest of them, could be out there spending money on mansions and cars, and instead they want to try to do this. So I'm all aboard. I'm down for it. Like, let's go. We're gonna check out some of their
what's really
videos.
cool too is it's definitely like a little side road,
I'm gonna
off of this path of chaos that we've been on for a while. Let's just say it that way. And now we have like this glimmer of hope on another. We can just focus our attention on happiness again for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, this is, I don't know. I love how,
and I like the charities that they picked. For those of you guys that don't know Ocean Cleanup, like, definitely go check that out. Go check out the Ocean Cleanup Conservancy. Like, I've been looking at Boyan Slat and how we can help out that thing for a long time. It's not even like it's something that he just started or thought up off the top. Like, no, it's been going for years, and it's been through many different changes and many different
7 months ago
adjustments.
You started, and then a couple months later I started, and this is one of the first things that we had talked about, is being able, and you had actually brought him up in conversation behind the scenes. You're like, dude, check out this guy. He's doing a lot of really cool things. I really like what he's doing. Like, this is the type of people I want to be able to support one day. And it's kind of cool to see it like 7 months later.
7 months. It's insane.
Bro, this is what we're doing now. Like,
Texan is here. Texan, simple, get Texan a link so he can get in here with us.
I got you, Bubba.
Let's send it to on Discord.
Boom.
Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump through some of those videos that people dropped at that specific time, like Mark Rober, like MrBeast, like Physics Girl. And we're going to go through some of their videos. Like I said, any money that this video makes from views is automatically going towards Team Seas. The donation button down there, that goes towards Team Seas.
Yeah,
none of this is for, this is what it's all about.
This is not for us at all.
I see the question about how much is going to get people rich. You most certainly should research these two groups before even saying something like that.
If it gets anybody rich, I really hope it gets the ocean cleanup to a point in what I guess we could call a richness, to where they can do what they need to do to complete their goal. Right?
All we need is
a company with a goal.
All we need is to put those damn monster trash eaters on 1% of the rivers that are messing up 80% of the ocean. Like, come on, it's really, it's a thought that can actually work. It's way too much out there. If you go watch anything about that Pacific damn plastic island that's floating out there,
I might catch hate. You can tell me to shut up, right? But honestly, if someone is going to change the world like this, they deserve to be well off. Okay,
hey,
because
I won't say they don't.
In a place, like, everything is struggle, right? And if you can change the world like this, you deserve to be happier in life. Like, that is That's what we
it
all
gives me
strive
happiness
for,
even just
man.
being a part of this. Like
Yeah.
I never thought we'd be at a position to help in any way, shape, or form. And here we are 7 months later, like doing our thing. Did we get Alan the link? Alan, are you getting in here?
Yeah, let me jump back. I mean, I got him the link in there. It's in your Discord, Bubba.
As soon as I see you pop in, I'll pull you in, and then we'll get started on the next video.
So
So,
how
yeah, I
many-
definitely appreciate everybody that's watching right now. You guys are
How many
freaking
we got in
awesome.
here right now?
20, 21, 25, 28, something like that. It keeps bouncing
Let's go.
around. We don't do a lot of lives, but hey, for good things, why not?
Yep.
Absolutely, Ronnie. It makes complete sense to get the rivers taken care of so that it doesn't wash out to the ocean.
Yeah. That's the number one. And the thing too is how much trash goes out, right? How much more can we pick up per day than can get back out there. So eventually, over the next couple years, we'll pull more trash out than we'll make it into the ocean, essentially, right?
Texan said to go ahead and run this one. He's doing some camera troubleshooting. So we'll jump into Mark Rovers and we'll do Mr. Beast next.
Yep.
Definitely go show these creators some love. If you don't know who they are, they're definitely worth knowing. I've been following Mark Rober, Mr. Beast, all of them. They're actually people that take their money and do good with it. And that's the kind of people that I'm definitely got on my subscription list.
And they both make really cool content. Like Mr.
Extremely
Beast constantly
cool
is
content.
giving away money in cars and things. Like he bought a whole car lot and just let people come and pick what car, like giving away. But Mark Rober does these videos. I don't know if anybody knows.
I'm
but he used to
telling you,
work
the
for
squirrel
NASA.
videos are the
That's what I'm
most
talking about.
hypnotizing videos in the world.
Ninja Squirrel. And he does it in such a caring way that it's nothing but care for the animals. So if you guys don't know them, definitely make sure you go and support them too. Seriously.
Absolutely. So you want to run Mark Rovers while we
Let's
wait for
run it.
Texan? Let's
Yeah.
do it. See what
I'm
Mark.
going to attempt to collect 30 million pounds of trash from this river all by myself. But there's a catch, because Mr. Beast and his boys and a butt ton of volunteers are going to try and beat me to it by collecting 30 million pounds of trash from this beach. Now, I know what you're thinking. Psh, Mark, 1 versus 1,000 hardly seems like a fair fight. And you'd be right, except for one minor detail I neglected to mention. I actually do have one other teammate who just so happens to be a floating 50-ton trash-eating robot. You gotta play to your strengths, right? All right, dude, you ready to start this competition?
Dude, we've been going. Look at all these people.
What? Go, 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 go. You started already. So with the trash picking competition,
How Mr. Beast gonna get? How he gonna
Bro.
jump in there and get a head start? Cheater.
You know Mr. Beast. He's probably been working on this for like a month now. He's like, all right, we need to have like all of this done. So that way when Rober comes in with this machine, we at least have the head start we deserve,
We
because
need this head start, guys. We're doing
this
it by
thing is a
hand.
this thing's a trash Terminator. Like,
Monster. I love it. This is the coolest thing ever invented.
officially underway, while Mr. Beast and his crew perform manual labor like a bunch of lame humans.
hold on one
all
second.
the trash
I have
stuff-
an answer to one of the questions in chat. So
Go ahead.
someone had asked, so they pick up all the plastic and stuff, where does it go? So in one of the videos from Boyan, he had actually explained that a lot of the plastic that they take out isn't quite reusable, right? But what they do pull out that is reusable, they've actually created sunglasses out of. They pelletize the plastic, they recolor it, and they make these sunglasses for people that say Team Seas on them. All the money goes directly to the Team Seas organizations, or not Team Seas, I'm sorry, the ocean cleanup.
The ocean cleanup.
All the money goes towards ocean cleanup. It all goes back into funding these machines, funding the people and the crews to clean this stuff up. So like when they pull the plastic out, they are definitely doing good with it too. You know what I mean?
Texan has
it's-
arrived.
Oh, what up? Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell my green screen's not.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, you good?
At least you're here.
Right?
Yeah.
That was pretty quick, I must say.
I'm dying.
So yeah, I'm sure that they're gonna be using the plastic to make a lot of other things that people can get long-term use out of.
Yeah. And
Like
now,
that's
another piece of this too, right? That's something that we should think of, because another thing was brought up was like, does it get brought to the oven, right? And I feel like a lot of plastic could be incinerated, but I feel like there isn't enough technology in the filtration systems to filter the poisonous, harmful chemicals out of the smoke, or to keep the ash from floating around, right? So that could be another piece maybe that comes up.
Well, yeah, they're gonna obviously they're gonna have to figure out what to do.
One push leads to another, and this is the biggest one. Getting rid of it right now isn't the biggest problem, right? Keeping it from being in the ocean to begin with, and being able to collect it as it comes before it even hits the ocean. We're
already tackling the other side of things with more biodegradable plastics, more biodegradable this, that.
As much as we hate paper straws,
it's got to be a multiple prong approach. Obviously, we know that just taking 30 million pounds of plastic out of the ocean, it's not going to solve the problem.
Yeah,
but it's going to open some eyes, and it's going to show people that problems can be solved.
Yep, and that's the goal. That's the key, right? You gotta start the fire somewhere. So
let's do it.
Stuff is blowing on me.
All me and my autonomous robot had to do was wait. And we didn't have to wait long. I love the idea of Jimmy getting all sweaty on the beach, picking up trash the old-fashioned way, while I just let it all come to me. We got some eggs, looks like a Go-Gurt. Oh, what do we got here? This is a Cola Real. Come on, man, this isn't even open.
I do not recommend drinking that, Mr. Mark Rober.
Definitely.
So Jimmy and his crew got off to an early lead, and I can confidently say that's thanks to their premature start and not their trash collection techniques.
Jimmy!
Yeah?
The ocean's putting more trash on the beach.
But by this point, my robot had also started firing on all cylinders and was closing the gap, which makes this the perfect time to explain exactly how it works. And to do that, let's go back in time a few days to when I first showed up here. Hey, what's up, Boyan?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Interceptor.
Nice place you got here. That is Boyan Slat. He's the reason this robot exists, and his origin story for caring about trash in the ocean comes from something that happened to him more than
Monique, I see your question down in the chat about whether or not there's a PayPal option. If there is not a payment option on this video, check teamseas.org. They might have a PayPal option through that website directly. By all means, direct donations. By all means, have at it. Like, if that's the way that you got to go, it's all going to the same place. I promise you that. Like, even no matter where it comes from for these videos, it's all going directly towards that. So you can either do it through here or directly over on Team Seas. Go ahead.
I put the link in. Just pin it. It'll pin to the top of the chat, and then everybody can have it right there. And then if you want, you can copy paste it right in the description too.
Trying to see, it doesn't give me the option to pin your thing to the top.
All right, just copy and paste, and then
we'll do
you should be able to pin your own. But yeah, then at least we'll have it pinned.
Yep. That's very, very true, Manny. When you get plastic out of the ocean, you also get it out of the food chain. Microplastics are being found in every kind of sea life right now, and that's kind of terrifying.
Big fight against glitter right now too, because when I think microplastics, I instantly think glitter, right? Because it's like one of the smaller plastics I get, and they come in such tiny
glitter.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, there's so much of it in the ocean, we don't realize how much glitter is actually in the ocean.
It's from all those glitter bombs that you watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
when it goes on the ground and rains, it's very
even a lot of your there even a lot of household appliances and soaps and stuff like that are using microplastics now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
A decade ago.
I was 16 years old. I went scuba diving in Greece, and I looked around me, and I just saw more plastic bags than fish. And I was just so disappointed by that I thought, why can't we just clean this up? That kind of started a few things for me.
Which is a humble way of saying it led him to founding a nonprofit organization called the Ocean Cleanup, with the audacious goal to rid the ocean of all trash and plastic. So naturally, that involves removing trash directly from the ocean itself. But if you think about it, that's only half the problem, because to make a lasting impact, you've also got to cut the pollution off at the source and turn the spigot off. And as it turns out, 80% of the plastic flowing to the ocean from rivers comes from just 1% of the rivers. So their idea is to put these trash-eating...
too is this machine, that long extension you see from the front, because I saw something that said it won't fit in the small rivers. It actually sits just outside, and it creates a wide cast net that allows water to pass underneath.
And it only sits about 1.5 meters deep. They said,
and then
a meter deep.
Think about a pool skimmer.
Or 0.5 meters deep.
Yeah. Think about a pool skimmer. It just skims all of the stuff to the side. It gets
the same thing with fish tanks and aquariums. You get your protein skimmers that take all the garbage off the top.
Yep. So it literally just skims across the width of the mouth of the river where it filters in, and that's where they're catching the trash from, right from there. So it's essentially pulling it directly out before it even
it's gonna hit that arm for sure and be sucked up into the machine.
Robots on those worst offending rivers, and that will go a long way to fixing the problem at the source. So that's the strategy behind
Yeah, that was literally about having the same thoughts there, Alan.
Like you couldn't even take a pitchfork to that. Like
that's a solid mass.
You could almost walk across the top of that. Like that's
like
terrifying.
a glacier. It's a glacier.
That machine would literally pull at least
all of
3/4 of that out of there in one go, because they have 7
once you get the reins and it's moving.
Yeah.
It's all on the top. It's floating there. Like
and that will go a long way to fixing the problem at the source. So that's the strategy behind these. Now to the juicy part, to how these river interceptor robots actually work. So step 1 is to anchor it near the bank of the river, and then as trash floats down the river, it runs into this barrier on the surface of the water, which shepherds the trash towards the mouth of the thing. And then once the trash is funneled in, it travels up this conveyor belt, after which it's dropped in one of these 6 floating dumpsters. And the fact that they float is really clever, because it means once they're full, the interceptor can stay put, while the dumpsters are flotillaed down the river, where whatever can be recycled is recycled, and the rest is properly disposed of using the local waste management system. On top of that, it's got solar panels.
What's super cool is that even once the flotilla's gone, all of the trash is still getting funneled right to the mouth. All you do is flip that conveyor belt on, and it just pulls some trash up as it goes. It doesn't even matter how much is piled up there.
Yeah,
because it's all floating on the top of the water anyway, so it's all loose, So even when it's not running specifically, pulling the trash out, it's still technically pulling the trash out because it can't go anywhere else. Like
it's queuing it up to get.
And not to mention, if you look on top underneath those,
I think he's about to tell us.
Yeah, he's about to tell us. Simple.
And a rainwater collection system, so it's fully off the grid. And thanks to some onboard AI technology, the trash collection happens essentially autonomously. And importantly, it's Boyan's nonprofit that provides the interceptor, but it's the local.
Go ahead, Alan.
It's an ocean Roomba.
Yeah. And it literally runs 24 hours a day. Like
government and community.
Someone needs to ask him if that's where he got the idea. Just a Roomba. It's a floating Roomba.
Bro, pool skimmer. I'm telling you, he was probably sitting out at the pool watching stuff float in the skimmer, and he was like, that's a good idea.
We're rolling it, boys.
Implement, operate, and maintain it. This one is in the Dominican Republic, and it's run locally by their naval officers, who are just incredibly lovely to work with, by the way. Oh, and as a final point, that floating barrier sticks only 1.5 feet deep into the water.
1.5 feet,
while the trash
half a
gets
meter.
captured on the surface, the fish can swim back and forth under it all day long. Or as Boyan puts it,
it's very good at catching plastic. It's terrible at catching fish.
Unless you're a dead fish, then it'll catch you.
If you're already dead and filled with gas,
which is good.
you will be caught.
You will be caught.
So by this point, Jimmy and the boys had an ever-growing pile of trash.
Pile's looking pretty nice. If I was you, I'd be getting a little nervous.
I'm a wee bit nervous, but the good news was that thanks to the steady consistency of my robot, I had now overtaken them as the leader in the amount of trash collected. But even better was that while they continued to labor away in the hot sun, I just left mine on autopilot and took the opportunity to go enjoy the natural beauty of the Dominican beaches and make friends and hang out with some of the locals.
Hey, see, it doesn't have to be a chore. Saving the environment doesn't have to be a chore.
And even have this amazing Disney princess of a moment. And while I don't speak Manatee, I think she was coming to say thank you on behalf of all the ocean creatures for us doing our part to keep the trash out of their home. And after that, my curiosity got the best of me, so I went to check out their progress firsthand. And after a brief display of dominance, keep it up, boys! Keep it up!
You want to come help us?
I'm picking up trash right now. Look at that, a cushion, a couch cushion. This is a live feed of what's going on right right now.
There's a lot of couches in the ocean. That's like 8 of my shovels a second.
Yeah, back to work. I eventually helped them out because I'm such a nice guy, even going as far as to offer to place their hard-earned trash definitely in their own pile for them, so it counts towards their total and not mine. So as the sun set over the city, I made some new friends who, after I introduced myself, kept pronouncing my name as Gringo for some reason.
I'm pretty sure that's not your name, Mark Rober.
And right there
I like how
behind
they
me,
pick up
you can
plastic
see the
trash and
robot.
put it in plastic bags.
Right?
Yeah.
Kept pronouncing my name as Gringo for some reason. And right there behind me, you could see the robot was just powering on because that's what robots do. Collecting trash for me through the night, so I continued to add to my totals even while I slept. The next day started out nice, but then rained hard for a few hours, which increased the trash in the river quite a bit. In fact, they told me after a heavy rain, all 6 dumpsters can get filled in a single day, which seemed just crazy to me. So when I asked where all the trash was coming from, we took a trip up the river, and before long, the source of the trash became pretty obvious. Anytime we saw a canal like this meant to carry rainwater to the river, and there were a lot of them, it would be filled with trash that washes down from the communities near the river. And even worse, you could see sometimes how people would throw trash off the side of a cliff down to the river as an improvised.
Go ahead, Simon.
This is going to kind of create another problem, right? Because people are going to see these things just continue to throw trash.
No, but
so like how the
there. Well, you see, I think
so.
There's a lot of outreach programs and things right now that are going out, like even here in Thailand, because here in Thailand we have some of the same issues, but a major part of the issue is that there's nothing and nowhere for people to do or put their trash here.
Yes, I was about to say the problem is there's no services.
Correct.
Like we have place services, that are.
We have a trash man that drives around and picks up the trash.
Yeah,
but it is
when it
sometimes very rare. It is sometimes sparse. There's no guaranteed pickup service. Even when you go to the mall here, it's hard to find a trash can to throw anything into.
Yeah.
There might be 3 or 4 in the entire mall.
And in America, you pay for it. You pay for the service, so they may not have the money. It might be too expensive. These are poorer countries.
So, like, there is some outreach and some community things that need to be done at the same time, but there also needs to be services for these people. There needs to be.
I mean, that goes even for us in America too. I mean, there's so much trash that just gets thrown out of car windows on a daily basis. I mean, I see it all the time. People just throw a bottle out the window. It's like, oh, there goes that.
So y'all have all heard the "Don't mess with Texas," right?
Yeah.
It's not a, hey, don't mess with us or we'll get you. It's actually an anti-littering campaign from like the 80s.
Really?
Don't mess with Texas. Like, don't throw your mess on the ground or chunk your beer can out the car.
And that's honestly, that's the way it's going on everywhere. Hold people accountable.
It's been about 40 years. Yes, we hold them accountable. And there's actually, I'll react. We'll triple react to some of the old commercials of Don't Mess with Texas. They're amazing. They're amazing from the 80s.
Now, there's places where you get fined really heavily for littering, right? Was it Singapore or something? You can't spit on the sidewalk or spit your chewing gum or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Singapore, if you go to Singapore, it is one of the cleanest places you've ever been in your entire life. Like seriously spotless clean. Like eat off the street clean. Like But then right next door, you got all of these other Asian countries where they don't have services. They don't have things that they can do to keep themselves clean. There's no recycling. You might have a recycle bin, but it goes eventually with the same trash can that takes away your trash. Like,
there's only one truck.
That is part of the biggest problem, right? We have all of these other things that go on. It's like, I don't know. Everybody starts recycling and then it all goes to the same spot anyway.
Awareness is one thing, but we got to start having some accountability. We got to start making people accountable for their actions. If you catch someone dumping, make the fine a fortune.
Especially big businesses, because like one person throwing litter out the window, okay, it's a shame. Like it happened, things happen, right? But when you have these companies that are dumping thousands and thousands of tons of waste material into places on a daily basis, it's just like, I think that's where the accountability really needs to be held up kind of first, like set the example type of thing, you know? Don't just leave it on the people, I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, if you get everybody to clean up an area and then say, you know what, if I find you throwing something in my area, I'm holding you accountable one way or another. Like, this is not about to trash where we live. That's a whole different thing. Like,
I've heard of people talk about Japan and that in public, you don't see trash anywhere. It's clean, but you also don't see trash cans. Like, so what they actually do is if they have trash, they keep it in their pocket until they get home. Yeah. So that's a personal responsibility that everybody needs to
That's what I do when I go fishing. I mean, most of the time I spend fishing is just with a plastic bag cleaning up the shoreline, you know?
Yeah.
Sucks. Go home with 20 cigarette butts in my pocket.
Are we rolling it?
Rolling it, Bubba.
Is trashed up. And part of me felt really frustrated by this until we parked the boat and actually visited one of these communities. And out of the gate, I saw a soccer ball and tried to showcase some of my moves. But after they put me in my place, I knew my only recourse was to go full Sammy Sosa on them. As we walked around and talked with them, it became apparent pretty quickly the trash ends up in the river because there are no other options.
There you go. There you go. We just talked about it.
You and I have the luxury of putting our trash in a bin and rolling it out to the curb, and then it's magically empty by the end of the day. In the developed cities in the Dominican Republic, this is of course how it also works. But in these remote poor communities, there are a lot of challenges that prevent this, such as just not being accessible by big trash trucks, which means they just don't have somewhere to put their waste. So whatever doesn't make it to the river just piles up in their own village. And in talking with the leaders in these communities, it's clear they're passionate about being part of the solution. And the Dominican government, in conjunction with the UN, is proactively working together with their own people to come up with custom long-term solutions and be an example to the rest of the world. The point is, everyone involved here knows that Interceptor is not intended to be the permanent fix.
Ultimately, we want to help ourselves out of business, and the sooner the better. There will come a day that we can just get rid of these interceptors, and there's no more plastic coming down these rivers. But until that day comes, we need to stop it from going into the ocean.
In the end, by the time I wrapped up my work at the Interceptor, we ended up making 2 trips with the dumpsters down the river so the waste could be properly disposed of. Even though I basically did no manual labor to make this happen, there's still like a sense of pride here for some reason. I don't know. We did it. So after getting the total weight recorded, all that was left to do now was to meet back up with Jimmy. Wow, this is a certified butt ton right here. How much did you get?
I got it right here. How much did you get?
It's on my paper. I'm not showing you. Spoiler alert, it's much, much less than 30 million pounds. Okay, so before we show you our papers here and reveal who won, man versus machine, if you're watching this video, we need your help to get this pile of trash to 30 million pounds. And buckle up, because the next 2 months are gonna be crazy. Now for context, 2 years ago, the internet demanded we start Team Trees. And not only did we band together and reach our goal of planting 20 million trees by 2020, but people are still planting on average 2,600 trees per day on teamtrees.org. So in order to actually get 30 million pounds of trash and plastic out of the freaking ocean, we're following up Team Trees with Team Seas. And we've spent the last 8 months working with the perfect nonprofit cleanup organizations for this goal. And even though it was difficult, they guaranteed us that for every single dollar we raise, there will be 1 less pound of plastic and trash in the ocean. And that's just bonkers.
That literally means that for every $1 donated, this much trash comes out of the ocean. And for $5, this much trash comes out of the ocean.
And we're gonna pull this off by not just tackling trash in the ocean, but cutting off the trash sources at the rivers and beaches too. So half the money we raise will go to Boyan's charity, the Ocean Cleanup, so they can just make a butt ton more of these trash-eating robots, and then they'll place them in that 1% of rivers that are the worst offenders by far. And then the other half of the money will go to Ocean Conservancy, and they'll focus on the beaches with tons of volunteer beach cleanups, and then of course actually going out to sea and cleaning up a bunch of trash there as well. And so we need your help, because 30 million less pounds of trash in the ocean really means we're trying to raise $30 million by the end of the year in just 2 months.
Which is insanity, and exactly why we banded together the entire YouTube community, heck, all of social media, to help us hit our goal by the end of the year.
Go Team Seas!
Let's do this.
We're saving the oceans in 2 ways.
I don't know if you realize, we can do this.
I'm excited for Team Seas.
Oceans, good. Team Seas, good. Plastics, bad.
I personally family will be kicking things off by removing 100,000 pounds from the ocean by donating $100,000. And YouTube Originals has stepped up, and they'll be matching the first $400,000 donated. But that's still way less than 30 million. If you're a working adult, consider how much trash you're willing to remove to send a message. And if you're a kid, talk to your parents about this. Get creative and do some chores to earn some money. Or maybe talk to your teacher and set up a class or even school fundraiser using the team feature on the website.
And then after that, retweet anything to do with Team Seas. Like, share, watch 100 times every Team Seas video. Support this campaign. We need you.
You can start by sharing this video and then just harass all your favorite creators. Make sure they're on board Team Seas. With all the division in the world, this just feels like something we can all see eye to eye on. Like everyone agrees that trash and plastic don't belong in our beautiful oceans. And of course we know Team Seas alone won't solve this issue, but it sends a strong message that young people are hungry and willing to go beyond just retweets to raise awareness. We can be a catalyst for positive change in this world. I am just so stoked we totally got this.
We've totally got this
Now,
100%.
I just want to say, I said it in my fundraiser video, right? But the money that it makes, all of the fundraiser videos that I put out so far, whatever they make, I'm actually going to match up to $1,000 of it with my own money. So if you guys get those videos just by watching them, they'll make money. So if you guys get those videos to $1,000 of donation, I will be probably going live to donate the extra $1,000 directly to them as well to match it. So definitely make sure you guys get those videos up there.
Let's see what they ended up with total wise.
Yeah.
Pounds of trash is right here.
500,000.
You are a liar.
I was about to say, what?
Could you imagine, though?
Trash is really here.
62,738 pounds of trash is right here.
Wow.
What about you? Oh, 37,000?
62,738 pounds off the beaches.
62,000 pounds of trash.
Off the beach.
That's insanity. That is so
right
much
here.
money.
Wow.
What about you? Oh, 37,000? Yo, we beat him.
I will say, my robot in the next 2 weeks, and he'll do that. So if you want to fund more robots and more humans to solve this important problem, click the blue button, go to teamseas.org, donate right now.
Go donate.
So it goes to show you, right, that the people picked up double what this robot can pick up. So we do make a difference. Like, that's the difference.
Was that in a day? Was that one day or a weekend or what was that?
I don't know.
It wasn't long though, right? It was a short period.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was very long.
Hey, if they did the same thing 300 times, that's your 30 million.
Yeah,
because those two together is 100,000. I think they could blow away 30 million pounds.
I think what they're going to aim, because from what they were talking with Team Trees, which was such a cool project a couple years ago, there's still people that are not only donating, but going out and planting these trees. Now, think about Team Seas in the same aspect. There's still going to be people donating, people going, okay, now that we have this problem of we're gaining the trash, how do we get rid of it? And we're going to have a lot of really, really cool solutions and just new ideas come out of this whole
I'm honestly hoping that the ocean cleanup walks away from this, never having to worry about money to buy another machine again. Like, that would be awesome. Let's just get them what they need so we can get it going. Yeah. Like, what the hell are we waiting for? Just like we've been waiting for too long to come together and do something. Here we are coming together and doing something. Like, let's do it.
Let's just shoot into space.
We got MrBeast's point of view. I'm assuming he said I clean the world's dirtiest beach. So I think this is from his side of things.
Okay. Okay. Let's go.
Let's check it out. MrBeast is crazy.
This is one of the dirtiest beaches in the entire world. And we're going to pick up every single piece of trash on this beach, starting with this water bottle. One out of millions of pieces of...
Starting with this one water bottle. I guess you got to start somewhere.
Trash. We did it. This will take forever.
Bottle me up, baby. I'm hungry for your plastic.
As you can see, this is taking forever. Oscar, come on in. This is Oscar, professional beach cleaner. Is this basically how you guys clean beaches?
Mainly the big stuff first, and then we bring a lot of people with sieves as well for the small stuff.
You scoop it into this thing and then shake out the sand and you got a bunch of trash. This right here is the first bag of trash. Hundreds more to go. How do we do this quicker?
We just need more people.
That seems simple. Can you clap for me? There you go.
Keep saying your name.
Wow.
All the volunteers.
Okay, guys, we're gonna clean this up using the bags. We're gonna clean this up. Groups of four in this area.
Part of me wanted to see if me and the boys could clean up this beach by ourselves. And the other part of me realizes that would have taken a year.
I could have told you that.
Jimmy,
Yeah?
the ocean's putting more trash on the beach.
There's so much underwear in the ocean.
I'm enacting a new law. Thou shalt not throw your underwear in the ocean.
Wait, did you guys?
Thou shalt not throw your COVID mask in the ocean either, please.
Yeah.
They are everywhere in the ocean. It's terrible.
Yeah.
You guys already fill up a bag?
Yeah.
You guys are better than us. They are professionals, to be fair.
After 12 hours of cleanup, this is what we managed to achieve, which isn't enough. Boys, bring it in.
Ugh.
Tomorrow, I'm going to bring in 10 times.
You just said they got 8,000 pounds in 12 hours. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That's a lot of
trash.
weight moved in
Look
12
how
hours.
clean that is, though, too. Now, like it's almost like when you clean a really dirty place in your house, and you're like, "Damn, I don't want to do this," and then you do it, and you're like, "Wow, this looks good."
Like, whoa, I had a room here.
Times the volunteers. Tomorrow. It's down the next day.
I'm helping.
There he is.
Who's more bueno, Mark Rover or Mr.
He just throw a whole
More bueno?
Oh, this would have been a fun little hangout, though. It really would have, like, especially with those guys. I bet you they were laughing all day, kind of like us and our people.
Yeah.
Slowly responsible. Who's more bueno, Mark Rover or MrBeast?
Make sure you watch until the end of the video to find out how we're going to pick up 30 million pounds of trash.
Thank you for coming to our country and help us with this initiative that is really awesome.
Right here. Right there. Stop. He's
Where
not
are
stopping.
they?
And this bad boy is 6,000.
Then he said, weren't they in the Dominican Republic?
Mm,
Pretty sure.
that's what I assumed, but I didn't want to say.
Yeah.
I think that's what Robert said in his video was the Dominican Republic.
Pounds of trash. And now we have 36,000 pounds of trash, which weighs the same as 3,000 cats or 3 T-Rexes, whichever you prefer.
While I was talking with some of the locals,
3,000 cats.
There's a beach
No.
down the street that was also very dirty. So I sent Nolan with a bunch of volunteers to go clean that beach as well.
There's a whole car bumper
There's a car
bumper here. Did this come out of the ocean? People litter weird things.
What type of trash have you seen along the beach?
Most importantly, most commonly, is plastics. And we see that in every form on the beach here.
They ended up removing 12,000 pounds of trash, which brought us up to a total of 50,000 pounds of trash from just 2 beaches.
Check out this power move. Watch this. Look at that.
Is that how you want us to dump it?
Yeah, dude. I'm taking one for the team. I'm the team player. Oh, yeah. I didn't have to look.
There you go, Mark. It actually kind of works.
See?
All right. And if you guys look over there, we're actually getting close to the end of the beach. This is what the beach looked like at the start of the video, and this is what it looks like with
Wow.
That's amazing.
Holy. That's ridiculous. That's a whole new beach. People in the city aren't even going to know what happened. We had a beach here this whole time.
And you know what's really cool too? Imagine how those people must feel being able to just go back out.
Yeah.
Like all the people that have had to kind of stay inside type of thing. Now you get to go back out, and now you have this like beautiful, beautiful place that you can go and just.
Well, now it's also honestly there's no better time than now to do this because the ocean has already been making a comeback. Everywhere you look, there's during COVID when people weren't allowed to be out in boats, out doing their thing, out around. Even here in Thailand, they're finding fish that they haven't seen here in years that are making a resurgence because there haven't been people there to destroy them. Like,
yeah,
this looks like this looks like the before and after of one of those hoarding shows.
Right? Yeah, it's really crazy.
crazy.
Like just that amount.
close to the end of the beach. This is what the beach looked like at the start of the video, and this is what it looks like with like 20% left. We're getting there. We're doing it.
Unfortunately, between the ocean washing up trash to the beach and rivers bringing in new trash from the mainland, obviously this beach is going to get dirty again. But with your guys' help, we can stop a much bigger issue.
We're almost done, Jimmy.
I know. 4 straight days of picking up trash.
And just like that, we removed 60.
4 days. Okay.
So it's
4 days.
Wow. Can you imagine that though? 4 days, 60,000 pounds. Quick maths, Texan. What do you got?
What? 15,
How many days?
15,000 a day. Oh, I don't know. That's only in one location.
Yeah. But still though, could you imagine 4 days,
Yeah.
60,000 pounds? How many days would it take to get 30 million?
2,000 days.
Hey.
Yeah, could be done.
It's a few years.
Or you just double or triple your people.
Oh, you could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna multiply it by thousands. It's not gonna. Just, you're talking. That was
This
one
is
beach.
One location. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
60,000 pounds of trash from the world's dirtiest beach. And even though this 60,000 pounds of trash we picked up might seem impressive, there is sadly way too much trash still in the ocean. 2 years ago, we crushed our goals with Team Trees and planted 20 million trees.
And now it's time to do it again.
Which is
we already seen the end piece of that, I think. Let me
Yeah.
see. Yeah, that's just the same outro as the first one. Who we want to do next? Physics Girl? Want to see what she put out?
Yeah. Let's check it out. And definitely make sure as we're going through these other YouTubers, if you guys don't know who they are, make sure you guys go support them as well. You know what I mean? They have different
Physics
content,
Girl has a
stuff
whole
like
bunch
that.
of
Like
them up.
there's
Glaciers are disappearing almost as fast as you can ski down them. That's terrifying.
right.
Let's see what Physics Girl did with it. Definitely appreciate everybody that's still hanging out, watching, keeping the chat busy. Much love to the mods. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, seriously. Shout out to everybody in here. How many we got watching right now? 34?
It's 35, 34. It keeps bouncing up and down. But
Huge
it's a good
shout out.
turnout.
Huge shout out right now to Doreen for donating 20 to the Ocean Conservancy. Thank you very much.
Freaking
Seriously,
awesome.
everything you guys put towards this goes to an extremely awesome thing that is happening right now through all of our hard times. Like this is the light. This is the thing that we needed. We needed something to just grab onto as people, right? Come together once more. And
Good to
this
see
is
you,
it.
Mink. Very true, Rowan. It's terrifying. A lot of it is stuff that we normally just turn a blind eye to, though. Honestly, if I'm not being even me, I'll just kind of turn my eyes to it. Whatever, there's some trash on the beach, but it's really something that is kind of shameful when you think about it. Like, why would you just turn away?
You know, when I was younger and I used to go fishing, I used to think, you know, okay, cool. There's trash in the river or whatever. It's not my fault. I'm not going to do anything. And then you hit a realization where you're pulling these animals out of the water. And I fish for sport. I put everything back, you know, I handle everything as careful as I can, respectful to the animal. So it's like, if I'm already doing all of that, why not help them out even further? You know, you catch fish that have things in their mouth that they get stuck. They shouldn't be in there. Things that go through their gill plates. You know, it's just pieces of plastic.
You catch fish that start coming out a little bit different than they normally should because of all the toxins and stuff in the water. I've literally caught fish with 3 eyes. I've caught there's just some.
And now that goes a lot further too, because what people don't really think about is like, okay, the fish got poisoned, not a big deal. Well, what eats the fish? Anything that eats that fish is now also
exactly. It just
poison.
keeps going up and up.
We're essentially killing things that wouldn't necessarily be affected directly through the water, but because we're not doing anything and all these things are in the water, it's a trickle, it's a ripple. You know,
terrifyingly enough, all of that stuff ends up right on our dinner plates. Like,
yep.
All right, let's see what we got on glaciers are disappearing. I definitely have a special kind of love for glaciers because Glacier National Park in Montana is a magical damn place. I've never been anywhere like that. Let's see.
Wow.
I'm saying
no.
I'm gonna go ahead and say absolutely never would do that.
No, I can close my eyes right now and I can imagine myself with a parachute skiing. Like I can feel the bumps and stuff, and then you go off the ledge, and you know what? That's enough for me right there. Like
just imagine it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Like shout out to the people that have enough
testicular fortitude, intestinal fortitude. Like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm not. No, anybody that's branded by Red Bull is a crazy lunatic. Like, oh, they only pick the best or the craziest.
Hey.
Climate games.
Every day, there are news stories about climate change. And it's overwhelming and scary. But the overarching one that I've picked up on is that glaciers are melting. Goliath masses of ice, some of which have actually been around since the Ice Age. They hold about 70% of Earth's fresh water. But they are melting faster than scientists anticipated. And when ice melts too fast, sea levels rise. And that's a really big problem. But if we start to learn about this problem, we can start to make changes. Hey!
How are you?
I'm good. Hey, JT, I'm Diana. I figured that I would need help from someone that actually knows glaciers. And so my sister happens to know a professional skier, JT Holmes, so I gave him a call. So I want to get a sense for how fast glaciers are melting. So I had this idea to sort of measure the meltwater off of one of the glaciers. And then at the same time, fill something like an Olympic-sized swimming pool. I think people can get a better sense for how fast a pool fills and get a sense for how fast these glaciers are melting. So I thought of you.
I've skied a bunch of glaciers up in British Columbia, and that's where I'd say we should go. I think we should go to BC, but I got to say, they're in a tough spot right now.
These damn fires around the world, killing everything. Whew.
Gotta dodge. I can feel the heat here.
There's just forest fires everywhere. They had this weather phenomenon called a heat dome. And I think all the helicopters are fighting fires, but I'll look into it. I'll try to help you out.
What JT was talking about up in BC was also sitting over most of the west coast of the US. It's just this concentrated, super hot weather phenomenon.
Wow.
And scientists actually say that without climate change, this type of heat dome would not have happened.
Blackcomb helicopters, Whistler Base. We're gonna do a big old lap looking for the best terrain.
This is one of the zones that I've personally seen the most amount of change in the last few years. So here was about 50 feet of ice here. Yep, it's all gone.
Wow.
I've always lived near the ocean. When I grew up in Hawaii, we would go to the beach and go surfing and snorkeling and scuba diving. I'm worried about my day-to-day life and my nostalgic childhood, but some communities are going to be completely wiped out.
Well, I mean, this is beautiful, but it also says melting glacier. Like, it's so obvious that that's receded back up that rock.
40% of the human population lives in areas that are densely populated and will be incredibly affected by increased flooding, shoreline erosion, things that come with rising sea levels. And it's already happening.
Lord knows the Dutch don't need any problems with rising sea levels.
Yeah, no.
They've got enough to fight. They're already in the fight with Poseidon. Like you don't need him to get anything on his side. He doesn't need more water. We've already learned how to win.
Heading up on the hill, going to Rhododendron Mountain. Weather seems to be throwing us a bone.
We are ready for you.
I honestly wish I could do something like that, but probably best that it's JT and not me.
Yeah.
How do you even ski down a glacier? There's no one grooming the trail for you. Especially looking here at the Google Maps. This looks mad.
Oh. Ow.
Heard some snapping.
I'm saying that's a glacier. That's not even like soft snow.
No. Yeah, and that was a big jump. Like, it doesn't look like it from the view we had, but that was a long jump. And to come off of a berm like that and to re-jump, like, shout out to that man for not going through the thing.
You got some nerves of steel. Just seeing the cliff come up and not knowing what was on the other side for me would be like, oh, hell no. We're not even going to attempt that.
His legs may now have rods of steel. I mean, he
I'm
hit pretty hard.
saying that was a pretty
Snap
hard
'em.
hit.
I go into these environments and I feel tiny and humble and powerless, but I appreciate it immensely. It's given me joy and it's enriched my life.
What do you think the damage is there?
Spray and thumb, I think is fine. I just throw it in a little brace. I've skied many days with that. I believe that as a human race, we should fight like hell to save nature in its form, which we thrive.
That's why we're working on this video, is really understanding how fast and how dire these problems are in order to act as quickly as possible.
She went out and made a legit movie. Shout out to Physics Girl. Like, this is super legit.
I love the dramatic scenes.
Yeah,
all the little cuts and everything, like the music roll in the background. She did a really good job on this.
Very good.
We wanted to see whether the glacial meltwater from one glacier could fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool in the time it took him to go from the top to the bottom of the mountain. Now, if you used a normal garden hose, it would take about 19 days. These pools are huge, 2.5 million liters of water. So it's sort of a race, man versus meltwater.
Made it to the summit.
Oh my God, it looks
How
beautiful.
do you even have signal?
It's warm. I was sweating the whole way up.
Every horror movie I've ever seen where someone gets stranded on a mountain, you just never have signal. This man just called right up.
It's even warm up high.
I wish you the best of luck getting down.
See you at the bottom.
Up high?
Can we just remind everybody that this man just fell down a glacier 5 minutes ago? And he's back at the top of another one.
Hey, we have another shout out. Huge shout out to Anonymous for the 20 for the Ocean Conservancy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very cool.
Great job, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm
Seriously.
sure they are going to appreciate it as well. And so will the sea life.
You guys really don't understand how big. I mean, maybe you do understand. I don't want to say you don't understand, but you guys are making a huge, huge difference. Huge difference.
You're also making some dreams come true, because this is what we wanted to do with the platforms in the first place, was do some good, because that's what the world needs. And so it's good to be a part of it.
I get tingly when I think about it, because we were just talking about this not even 7 months ago, man. Like, can't wait till we get to this point where we can start supporting all of these cool, good things in the world and use this stuff for good. And here we are.
And here we are.
Yeah. So
And here we are. It's very cool.
I descended from the peak up there, and now all I see are glacial cracks, and the glacier just drops off.
Whoa.
Can you see any of the meltwater from there?
There are little mini streams like this, and there's just so much water moving. I don't think I can ski from here, that's for sure.
If all of the glaciers on our planet melted, sea levels would rise by 230 feet. That's the height of a 16-story building.
Oh, no, you're not. He's like, I don't think I can ski from here, but I can.
I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can ski here from here, so I'm gonna have to fly. What?
All right, Superman. Like,
no, I'm not whipping out the parachute to just kind of take a little free float down to the bottom. This man is crazy, but thank you. That's intense as hell. He came in like he just jumped from a plane. There's
Now,
not
of
even
course,
snow
glaciers
left.
always melt in the summer, but what's happening is that they're melting at unprecedented rates and faster than they can be replenished. So they're shrinking year on year.
Hey, hey.
Are you ready for this? It's taken you an hour to get from the top to the bottom, and in that time, 22 Olympic-sized swimming pools would have been filled with the meltwater from that one glacier.
Holy
That's fast.
That's 2.5 million liters of water every 166 seconds.
That's insane.
that's all. Yeah, that.
Kind of terrifying. You couldn't even ski down the rest of the way. Had to fly because it was just
Olympic-sized swimming pool in
Olympic-sized swimming pools are
66 seconds.
Huge.
Like that's a problem, right? Like, at what point do we address that and be like, listen, without getting into too much, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to stir any pots or anything. There's just too
We're
much
not going to get into any of the
there's too much
politics behind it.
division, I guess, is what really it boils down to, unfortunately. And that's why we're doing this. This is the time to come together. This is the time to start changing stuff right here. This is our time.
I'm just not surprised because there's just water coming down. You know, those glaciers, they're just dripping.
Do you have any sense for what this means, what it means for the planet?
It means consequences. And unfortunately, the human race doesn't have a parachute.
Out of all the science experiments, this one's probably the most surprising and shocking. It really underscores that things have to change.
The even more eerie part of that whole thing, though, is that when he was standing in the grass at the bottom, that's where glaciers used to sit. Because you could see the cracks and ridges in the ground where they used to sit. Like, and to think that we're pulling this away from ourselves. Like, we do this to ourselves. Imagine that. Like, when you think about yourself being that small for 1 second, like, we do this to ourselves. That kind of sucks, man.
Team Seas. Let's see who else.
Yeah, what do we got? Huge shout out to Robert too for his thumbnail right there. Like, getting in the water with the trap. Like, that takes some.
Yeah, it's gross.
I hope that's CGI'd together. Like,
he got some sort of infection out of that. He said viruses are animals too.
Ryan Trahan, metal detected 100 miles of beach.
Okay. I hope he pulled out every pull tab he found, since that's we're picking up trash.
Let's see. What do you guys think? Anybody else in?
I don't know any of these people, so I can't say.
That's all right. We're gonna learn together. Let's see which one.
I think that
sounds good.
I think that might have been my first MrBeast video too.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of MrBeast and Robin.
No, I just don't watch a lot of the most popular ones. I like the little guys.
11, 14, 10.
Yeah, let me go to my.
Yeah, go to your list.
Got a little something kind of put together, I guess here. Could check out this one.
You sending me some links in the Discord?
Yep.
10,000 fish versus a red cup. I like that.
That one came back as okay.
Who would win?
Yeah, it's
10,000
kind of funny.
fish versus a. Let's check it out quick. Actually,
Yeah. It's short.
Whose channel is it? Life Noggin. Subscribed. No, we're not unsubscribing. We just subscribe. Sip, I'm gonna run this one while you find that one.
Yep. I'm just gonna send you a list of the ones that came back on for me.
Hey there. Welcome to Life Noggin. You know, when MrBeast calls you and asks you to make a video about the ocean, you're not going to say no. And since the whole
That's
Team
true.
Seas initiative is all about cleaning up plastic from the ocean, I figured why not talk about how plastic is affecting the ocean. Each year, the world produces 275 million metric tons of plastic waste. And while only a small fraction of that makes its way into the ocean, it still amounts to a whopping 8 million metric tons of plastic entering ocean waters each year, which is equal to nearly 90 aircraft carriers. To make matters
Wait a
worse,
minute.
plastic doesn't decompose. One study published in 2019 found that most plastic found in deep waters was more than 15 years old. And once in the ocean ecosystem, plastic waste can have a detrimental effect on the organisms living there.
This is very coolly animated. All Minecrafty. It's very
Oh
interesting.
my goodness. Did he say 8 million tons a year?
Back it up.
He said 8 million tons. We're trying to get 30 million pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that is actually 0.18% in a year.
Yeah.
That's
And
how
that's
much
just-
actually gets in the ocean.
And that's just the original initiative too. Like between
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
and I think January.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that.
But
when you
it'll
think about it
start
on the grand
something to come
scale.
for years
Yeah,
too.
I think
Oh,
the
for
big
sure.
part will be stopping it at the
At the
rivers.
source.
That'd be the biggest part. Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever
waters
like seen an aircraft carrier, but they're
which is equal to
huge.
nearly
Yeah.
90 aircraft carriers worth of trash a year.
There's not even 90 aircraft carriers existing
No,
in the world.
no.
90 aircraft carriers. To make matters worse, plastic doesn't decompose. One study published in 2019 found that most plastic found in deep waters was more than 15 years old. And once in the ocean ecosystem, plastic waste can have a detrimental effect on the organisms living there. Plastic can have an impact on light penetration and oxygen exchange, altering the balance in the ecosystem these animals depend on. Animals can also become entangled in the debris, making it difficult for them to swim and causing abrasions or cuts. They can also eat pieces of plastic, which can obstruct their digestive system or cause ulcers or ruptures to their gut. Studies have found that fish along the United States West Coast eat over 12,000 tons of plastic each year. And these fish eventually make it to our plates.
Yep.
One study found that
Yeah.
67% of fish sold in California contain plastic and fibrous debris. While the health risks from eating
Yeah.
these fish
Now
remain
imagine that,
largely
right?
What?
A place that bans things and puts labels. What was it? The Prop 65 warning or whatever. The cancer. They have to warn you about everything that has it in it. But
Yep.
they're catching seafood that has contaminants
Mhm.
in it.
And look what it says. Wow. So we know he literally just told us that fish eating plastic and things is not good. But then when it comes to humans, they say, well, the health risk from eating these fish remains largely unknown.
We know. Like, there is no question to the health risk of eating that stuff. I can promise you that. Like, don't do it.
Really?
Don't do it.
Don't go eat 67% tarnished fish. Like
in the words of Texan, wrong.
Yeah, wrong.
Eat bugs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bugs is sustainable. We eat bugs over here, crickets and silkworms and.
You do you, boo.
Hey, whatever. Sustenance,
So many
baby.
clips that I want to hear. I want to hear Texan call.
Plastics are killing many sea animals. Every year, plastic waste kills over 1 million seabirds and over 100,000 marine mammals. If you want to help prevent plastic pollution from harming sea life, avoid single-use plastics if you can. Recycle properly, hold corporations that are polluting the earth accountable, participate in a beach or river cleanup, and support organizations that are doing the same. One group of engineers and scientists developed machines to clean up floating plastic waste in the water. These machines include interceptors installed in rivers that direct waste onto conveyor belts and into dumpsters, as well as boats that tow a catchment system across the ocean surface to collect debris. The group currently has 3 interceptors installed in rivers and are testing a new large-scale ocean collection system. All of this is pretty cool, and if you want to see more of it happen,
That's it
you
right
should
there.
definitely support Team Seas. Consider donating to Team Seas, and maybe we'll see less
That's cool.
plastic in the ocean. So do you have a favorite sea creature that definitely needs to be protected? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, my name is Blocko. This has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking.
There you have it. Blocko on Life Noggin. Very, very cool. Did you send me some links? Simple. We're gonna run this probably till around probably another 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes or so, and then because we still got reactions to do today. But we will do more live streams throughout the next couple months for this same kind of purpose, watching kind of fun stuff. We might actually do a live reaction stream. I'm debating it, whether or not we should, but there will be more live streams coming up.
I like doing this type of stuff right here. We're kind of learning about the environment and pushing this.
Hey, Ishi, welcome.
Gives it a reason.
But yeah, we'll make sure that we do a couple more of these before the end of the year at least. That way we can get more people in here and have a little FaceTime with the subscribers that aren't in the Discord.
Yep.
For some reason. No.
And there's the call out.
Yeah.
I think we'll go with this beer earth one. Looks kind of good.
A beer earthworm.
Beer earth. This is about Boyan.
Deer. I was like, a earthworm lives on beer? This is amazing.
Who is this? Let's see. Oh, this is from the Ocean Cleanup.
Okay.
There we go. Subscribed. Definitely go show them some love. Half of the money raised will go directly to Ocean Cleanup to get some more monster trash eaters on the water.
Yep.
All right, let's see this one.
When I was 16 years old, I went scuba diving on a family holiday, and I was expecting to see all these beautiful things like you see in the nature documentaries. And then I looked around me and I just saw more plastic bags than fish. I wondered, why can't we just clean this up? And that's the question that I've been working on for the past 8 years. My name is Boyan Slat, and I'm the founder and CEO at the Ocean Cleanup, where our mission is to rid the world's oceans of plastic.
See, so all those people out there that I'm telling y'all, we can learn a lot from kids. If we actually listen to children, sometimes they have some designs and ideas that might shock us.
Yep.
we discount them. Oh, it's just a kid. You're just a kid. You can't know what you're talking about. But hey, kids have proved us wrong all the time.
Yeah.
We humans actually can solve problems, and things can become better. When you look at the problem, there's really two sides to it. On one hand, there's still thousands of tons of plastic flowing into the ocean every single day. So we need to cut the source there, but at the same time, there is already thousands of tons of plastic in the ocean today. So we have to go out there to clean that up. We're currently trialing our first large-scale cleanup system in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Yes.
we have developed something we call the interceptor to catch the plastic before it becomes ocean plastic. The plastic pollution problem, it's such an unnecessary issue. There's no one in the world who wants the ocean to be filled with plastic. So that makes me optimistic, because it means that if we have the technologies to solve it, I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen. And that's what the Ocean Cleanup is all about. So I definitely feel a connection to the ocean.
Yeah, go ahead.
Huge shout out to Ishi, donating to the Ocean Conservancy. Much
Appreciate
appreciated.
you, Miss Easy. Thank you. Everybody out there who has donated, who's contemplating donated, I do appreciate you. The ones that are just here watching, I know that times are hard right there. Not everybody can donate, but just you watching makes this video money, which goes towards the Ocean Conservancy and the Ocean Cleanup. So the whole Team Seas initiative. So I appreciate you guys just for being here. For those of you that also cannot donate, because I know that was all not an option for everybody.
But I think we all do, right? Because Earth, the planet we live on, really is an ocean planet. If you look at the Earth from space, you don't see Earth, you see ocean. And when you go scuba diving and you see all this biodiversity of all these incredible species, I think it's only natural to want to make sure that this continues to exist.
I think that most of the people who have ever been scuba diving would have probably say the same thing as him. It's a different world when you're underwater. You're no longer part of this earth. You're part of something else, and it's quiet. It's peaceful.
I've only ever been snorkeling in a pond.
It's very magical,
and that was so magical. Because after snorkeling in a pond as a kid, right? I've always grown up wanting a big fish tank. And building one of those aquascapes. Have you guys seen those when people take like months and months to build these little like pond recreations? They're beautiful. Looks so cool.
What's this first one right here? Let's do this one. We'll make this one our last one of this live stream. But like I said, there will be other live streams to come.
You should play our videos too. I'm just saying.
I'll play your video. I'm not gonna play mine. Played enough. Let's see, 9 tragic truths about ocean pollution. Who's this one from? What lurks below? Go show what lurks below. Some love. Let's check it out. Let's make sure we're not gonna get clapped for anything in there. All right, good to go.
Yeah, it came back as
sea creatures dwindling at an alarming rate. Many fish populations, as well as our valuable reefs, are on the brink of extinction. As Robert Swain once said, the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Here are 9 tragic truths.
Facts. Nobody else coming to save it.
About ocean pollution we can't continue to ignore. Nine, rubbish. The ocean is a very valuable natural resource, yet increasingly it's being threatened by pollution from people on land, as well as from natural causes. The bulk of trash seen floating among the tides, stuck in between rocks and littering the seashore, comes from everyday items that people throw away, without giving the contents hardly any consideration. The best time to see firsthand the effects of pollution is when strolling the beaches after a storm. Be mindful of this visual reality, but this residue is only a small amount of garbage that permeates our waters. So, what happens with our waste after we carelessly dispose of it? Things like cigarette butts, old worn fishing gear, tin and plastic containers from food and beverages, paper bags and one-time use products such as bottles, carrier bags, straws and utensils are posing a huge threat to our planet, and our oceans in particular. According to the National Academy of Sciences, an estimated 8 million tons of rubbish enter the world's oceans every year. Researchers speculate this number is even higher. In fact, since trash that is constantly in motion is increasingly difficult to tally. What further complicates this matter is that litter enters the marine environment through a number of pathways. 8. Land-based pollution. First, there is the issue of land-based pollution. Sources under this category make up 80% of the pollution that permeates the sea. Also known as non-point source pollution, These include runoff from septic tanks, vehicles and boats, as well as agricultural culprits such as farms, ranches, and many forested areas. If you think sewage is disgusting, snaking its way through our underground tunnels and found at points where land meets the sea, imagine how marine ecosystems feel. The release of minerals and toxic nutrients drain directly into our oceans, which lead to a reduction in oxygen levels, as well as a detriment to the quality of clean water and decaying of plant resources.
I like this guy's voice. He's got like the best storyteller,
voice.
documentary voice of all time.
Right?
I've been hooked. I forgot we were even reacting to anything. I thought I was just watching the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch more videos by him later. What will learn below.
Millions of motor engines release oil emissions and residue that fall onto our roads and parking lots. Further, water pollution can even start off in the air. Dirt is a well-known pollutant that clogs up our waterways and settles in our oceans. Topsoil and silt from fields and construction projects run into the ocean and severely threaten wildlife habitats as well. The dumping of toxic chemicals into the sea results in thermal pollution, in which water temperatures rise. Animals which can't survive at these increased temperatures wither and die. In addition, junk clouding the water's surface prevent filtration from sunlight, so plants and animals reliant upon photosynthesis soon perish. How can we correct the instance of non-point source pollution? Every year, millions of dollars are used to restore and protect areas damaged or endangered by non-point source pollutants. Yet correcting the problem starts at the source. Currently, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration are in conjunction with agricultural departments and environmental protection agencies to develop innovative steps to monitor, assess, control, and hopefully limit non-point source pollution created by modes of industry and human action.
Then those agricultural departments and all of these government people are who we need to be holding accountable as citizens. What the hell are you doing for us? Are you doing it right? Do we approve of it? That's because right now, whenever something's handled by some sort of government entity, normally, and at least in America, you have no oversight over any of it. You don't get told anything, and it's just whatever they say. Like, that's why people don't care. It's because we don't have any oversight. But if we start holding people accountable, like, hey, this water's making people sick. What are you doing about it? How long has damn Michigan had water issues?
Yeah,
like
seriously.
Literally people turning on their faucets to red brown water. Like, and nobody, it's just a problem. It's a problem that obviously needs to get fixed somehow. People need fresh water.
7. Ocean-based pollution. Next is the ocean-based pollution. Here, the remaining 20% of marine pollution comes from ocean-based sources, such as those stemming from fishing, shipping, and cruise ship industries. Another serious cause is contamination from efforts such as gold, copper, cobalt, and zinc mining. When the production of sulfide deposits as far as 3,000 miles deep begin to infiltrate the water, the subsequent areas affected are ecosystems that survive at the lowest regions of our oceans. The growing toxicity from oil leaks, corrosion, and oil spills to these regions result in permanent damage to the marine habitats found there. In terms of oil spills, this devastating circumstance is a direct result of ship pollution. Crude oil can last for years in the ocean and is known to suffocate unsuspecting marine life as it inks its way into their regions and entraps them. This form of unrefined petroleum is also almost impossible to clean up, so once it's there to stay. Moreover, thousands of large vessels lose crates each year due to storms, accidents, and
Look at all that
emergencies.
runoff in the water.
This action leads
Once it's there, it's there. Like that. That makes us feel real warm and fuzzy inside.
And they do have like filters that kind of suck the oil out. It
Is
is
this the BP oil spill, whatever? Didn't we find out like a year or two after that there was like this organism that was eating the oil? I seem to remember something vaguely about that.
There is something like that.
Like a bacteria or something.
Well, I know that they were using like special kind of mushrooms and things to clean up oil now that will feed off of it.
Really interesting.
Yeah, mushrooms are very, very magical creatures.
Yeah.
They really
that's
are.
true.
to noise pollution, which is abrupt and directly affects the tranquil balance of life that underwater animals are prone to. This can throw off the normal functions of their existence and cause severe stress. 6. Rubbish and the repercussions. According to a recent study conducted by the University of Georgia, enough waste ends up in our oceans every year to line every coast on the planet with 5 bulging bags of trash. If we continue the careless dance of disposing of our garbage by improper means, man-made items such as plastic bottles, aluminium cans, clothing, and other non-biodegradable packaging products can reach the sea and get washed back ashore. This in turn heavily pollutes the world's pristine beaches and poses massive health risks to locals as well as the tourist industry. Situations such as this turn some of the planet's most prized ocean fronts, from Kuta, Indonesia to Phuket, Thailand, into an ugly epicenter of trash and other biohazard material. Think of baby turtle hatchlings, which have a hard enough chance of survival as it is.
No
Only
kidding.
1 in 1,000 of these adorable animals make it to adulthood. Part of the battle is the daunting trek from nest to sea, in which debris from plastic bags and fishing line appear as a tantalizing snack along the way. With their bellies no bigger than a fingernail, the waste gets trapped in their stomach, which prevents the ingestion of proper food later on. Further, many turtles are found floating due to trapped gases caused by harmful decomposition of marine debris inside their little bodies. If they don't die from the inability to swallow, they die from being easy prey, forced to float along the water's polluted surface. 5. What lurks within underwater canyons? Due to the existence of underwater canyons beneath the ocean surface, also known as submarine canyons, science determines that we may only be scratching the surface when it comes to our knowledge of ocean pollution. According to a survey off the sunny coast of Monterey Bay, California, a discovery was made regarding the astonishing amount of litter lodged in the deeper parts of the canyon there. The Monterey Canyon is a famous underwater trench spanning 95 miles, and due to its depth of 11,600 feet, the canyon hosts many unique underwater organisms that make Monterey Bay an important ecological area. Home to the largest national marine sanctuary in the United States, Monterey Bay and its canyon play a dynamic role in aquatic health and biodiversity. With pollution pervading the depths of this valuable natural region, sediment, trash, and chemicals are sliding into these caverns and becoming stuck. From the mouth of the Hudson River in New York City, another impressive canyon extends 300 miles out into the Atlantic and 4 miles deep into the continental shelf. This too, among many other submarine canyons around the globe, are conduits which move toxic waste from land to the deeper realms of the ocean. Up until only a few years ago, New York and New Jersey were dumping raw sewage directly into the canyons within the Hudson River, funneling the muck and
Up until only a few years ago, but America.
Who thought that was a good idea?
How far back? How far behind in time are we, America?
Yeah,
like
who thought that was a good? Like, who is the group of people that passed that? They were like, you know what? We need somewhere to store our raw sewage. We just dump it in the ocean, right? Who cares?
Just throw it in that canyon right there. Nobody's gonna give a damn.
Yeah, no, right? No. We won't. Okay, we won't tell anybody. Yeah. I mean, it's
ridiculous.
Corruption.
Plunge deeper into Atlantic waters. Not only is the Hudson one of our planet's largest submarine canyons, but it's also the most disgusting. 4. The imperfections of plastic. Scientists have determined that around the end of 2017, there was a 1-to-2 ratio of plastic to plankton permeating our waters. The number of plastics alone was estimated at around 150 million tons. Approximately.
Keep in mind, some of that plankton is what produces a lot of our oxygen.
1/5 the weight of all fish inhabiting our oceans. The study further concludes that if this problem isn't solved soon, plastic will, well, outnumber fish by the year 2050. To put this evidence into another perspective, research claims that there is 500 times more plastic in our sea than stars in our galaxy. As according to the UN Environment Programme, 51 trillion microplastic particles float around our Earth's oceans today. So, as each year enormous amounts of litter enter our seas, the biggest problem caused by plastics is proved to be their durability. For example, the towering tsunami that hit the coast coast of Japan in 2011 sent the aftermath of debris and animal life across the world's largest ocean. Years later, evidence of wreckage is still being found sweeping beaches along the north coast of America. Tiny hitchhikers, including crustaceans, mollusks, and fish species, have ridden in on these debris rafts. That is, trash that has managed to withstand extreme ocean currents and weather. How is this possible? Scientists have studied over 600 pieces of the tsunami-generated garbage, carrying hundreds of Japanese marine species, which now pose a serious threat to the native ecosystems of Hawaiian, Canadian, and American coastlines. This biological rafting event was made possible through the durability of non-biodegradable plastics, fiberglass, and polystyrene foam. What's more, the relatively slow process of the floating debris over time allowed these marine species to adapt to their new surroundings. So, in the grand scheme of things, the emergent invasion of foreign species...
So we ended up with a bunch of invasive species, is what it is.
The new
As if the lionfish wasn't enough.
Risk and harm to forever change our ecosystems. All this due to imperishable products, such as plastic. Proof that when things go out to sea, they don't just dissolve, they float on forever. 3. A great patch of floating trash. There's a patch of marine litter in the Pacific.
This is the most terrifying patch of plastic in the world. It's horrifying. It really is.
Pacific Ocean with many names. Called the Great North Pacific Gyre by some, the Pacific Trash Vortex by others, and most commonly, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, the largest oceanic site for ocean plastic in the world. This titanic titan of trash sits in the middle of the ocean between Hawaii and California. The GPGP is the biggest of 5 other plastic accumulation points located among our planet's oceans, and once products enter the gyre, they are unlikely to go anywhere, save for degrading into smaller particles from sun exposure. This means that the mass area of the GPGP is steadily increasing over time. So let's break down what our environment cannot. Over 2.41 million tons of plastic are entering the ocean through rivers every year, and plastic is much less dense than water. Therefore, these sources of trash find themselves incapable of sinking, since the buoyant non-biodegradables prove resilient to marine habitats and can float on for extended distances completely unperturbed. The trash patch seemingly saves the day. Though not exactly. With a surface area of 1.6 million kilometers, the patch is twice the size of the state of Texas.
You can legitimate. How long does it take to drive across Texas, Alan?
I don't know, 10 hours, 12 hours. It's a long time.
10 to 12 hours. Imagine driving for a whole day and still being on a trash patch. Like
twice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
20 hours driving to get off the trash patch.
And 3 times the size of France. Marine animals that migrate through and or inhabit the area are in constant risk of death from fishing nets, as well as persistent biochemical toxic compounds. Animals which consume the debris then ingest the poisons found in these chemically enhanced plastics and die in crude consequence. 2. You are what you eat.
Yeah.
Due to the notion that 70% of our Earth's surface is covered in water, the general consensus is that the pollutants will imminently dilute and then disappear. This may be the case if it weren't for the 228,450 known species in the ocean, and another 2 million remaining a complete mystery, which must eat on a daily basis.
Including the megalodon.
These poor unsuspecting animals may flock to a shiny bag of waste in the same way a person might flock to a greasy cheeseburger. While we may think it's bad for us, oftentimes we remain uncaring and ignorant of the damage to our health. In this example alone, pollutants and litters don't merely dissipate once hitting our majestic ocean. Rather, their effects can easily be seen once they enter the underwater food chain. Such insight is evident through the remains of animal carcasses, in which debris is constantly found ingested and entangled inside their bodies long after their death. What makes this cause so unfortunate is that the overwhelming occurrence of ocean pollution remains invisible to the human eye, as so much of this contamination happens far out to sea, deep within our canyons, and in the slow and steady demise of our marine population. 1. Destruction and extinction. Within the last few decades, human action has posed a devastating threat to marine life inhabiting our Earth's oceans. The term ocean pollution has since become a synonymous term for marine pollution due to the spreading of harmful substances, including oil, plastic, chemical particles, and waste from industry and agricultural efforts, which directly affect sea life. Each year, 100,000 sea mammals and organisms die from ocean pollution alone. More than a third of shellfish populations growing in waters around the United States are subsequently harmed by coastal pollution. Our illustrious coral reefs are turning white and diminishing by the second.
That's honestly a tragic thing to see when you go scuba diving. You would expect to see a reef and you see nothing but white corals that have all bleached themselves out just because the water is garbage.
A direct cause of abandonment from algae, as algae are forced to seek alternative shelter, unaffected by sunlight and thermal temperatures. Every year, 300,000 dolphins and porpoises are killed by becoming entangled in fishing nets and other hazardous flotsam. If that weren't enough, over 1 million seabirds are killed every year in the ocean due to
With the
pollution.
eagle just sitting there.
Do you have any ideas on how to further help clean up our oceans? Let us know in the comments below and share this video to help spread the word. Thanks for watching.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly,
some interesting things.
Yeah, something we definitely need to be aware of. Just make more awareness of. Make people, hold people accountable. Hold government agencies accountable. Hold these damn giant factories and shit that are dumping into the ocean accountable. Hold people accountable. Make them, if you have to, make them pay a fortune.
Yep. It's not like they don't make the money.
If you can't operate your business without destroying the ocean, you honestly don't deserve to run a business.
Yeah. Because once people are forced to find another way, ways will be found. We just haven't been forced to yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and will it take a change in life? Sure. But is it for the better? Yeah. Because, like, you know, the short term is, well, who cares after we pass away, right? We don't have to deal with it. But it's not really a good mindset to have, you know? So it's like looking towards the future of other people that get to be here after us, you know, knowing that, you know, this is the time that we got to do something. This is the time that humanity kind of stood up and took back the trash.
Absolutely. It was a very good little get together with everybody. We are going to cut it off here just because there are still reactions to do for today. But we're getting started late. There might be a little bit late tonight dropping, just so everybody knows ahead of time. But I will see. I appreciate Alan. I appreciate you being here. Set up your computer to join us. It's simple.
Hell yeah, Bubba.
I was hustling.
I know you were over there hustling too. I definitely appreciate
across my house.
all of you folks that are still here with us in the chat. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for your time. Like, legitimately, just the time that you spend with us is amazing. And so I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys for that. We will most certainly see you inside of the Discord here in a few minutes. And until our next live stream, you guys be good. I love y'all to the moon and back. Peace.
Now we're just stuck here live. Hailey just left us.
Hey, what the heck?
Yeah, we're just stuck here live. He's like, I love you to the moon and back. Peace. All right.
Are we
so
still
now,
on YouTube?
Yeah. Now that we've hijacked Hailey's stream.
All right.
What do you guys want to talk about? Well,